Today is two games, Marine under-18s versus FC United under-18s and Everton versus Aston Villa. Keeping with my saving money ratio, I took an apple for lunch on the train. I also added some games to my games being too list while I was on the train. Few hours to kill between the games, so went to Wetherspoons up by Everton's ground and had a couple of drinks. While I was in there, I thought I would tweet about my experience about going to the toilet. So as you can see by the tweet here, I explain that I can't see that sign on the door because of the light coming through from the other side. It actually dazzles me with my aniridia, which makes the rest of the door just look black and blank, so I can't actually see whether it says ladies or gentlemen on the toilet. So it is a complete guessing game for me in that respect. Now, I don't expect Wetherspoons or any other establishment to put any changes to that, because what I have is rare and you can't allocate for everybody who comes into a business. You can't do that kind of thing, so I understand that's just a gamble I have to take. I did gamble correctly and I got the right one. I have been in there before though, so I thought it was the furthest door away. There's like sort of 3 doors in a row. I thought it was the right one, but I could have just been in there for the first time and then I would have just genuinely been gambling. So it is hard, and obviously if I'd have got that wrong it would have been rather embarrassing, and it's hard to sort of explain that away because you have such a rare condition which isn't very visible to the world. It is hard to try and explain away if you did get something wrong like that. The other difficulty I was having in there was the table numbers. In Wetherspoons they have these sort of like brass table numbers on the tables, and in here they're obviously quite old and dulled, so the numbers are almost as dark as the brass, which makes them incredibly hard to see. I mean, I had to take a picture of it to see it and enlarge the picture on my phone. I couldn't make it out by just physically looking at it. So I did tweet Wetherspoons and say that they could do with some WD-40 just to scrub up those numbers, but they didn't seem to see the funny side of that, so there we go. But it just highlights again how such small things can cause such a a problem really, because then that made it difficult for me to order. It was busy at the bar, so I wanted to order from the table like you can do on the Wetherspoons app. And it's just how those little tiny things, little details like that, can make a big difference to me. The best way to sum it up is that with a rare disability, or a rare condition, you are constantly living in a world which is not adapted to you and never will be, because you can't adapt everything for everybody and every single issue. You have to focus on the main issues for the main majority of people, and it is something that you can't take away, and how you have to adapt yourself to those issues and how you have to push forward through those issues and find a way around them, because you know that they will not be resolved for you. So with plenty of time to kill between the two games, I got quite a bit done. The first thing I did was I had looked through my games to go to list and did a few alterations and checked on train times and so forth, and to maybe get between one or two games here and there when I was trying to do double headers, trying to work out whether they were possible and how to get around them and stuff like that. So I did that while I was sitting waiting between the two games. I also added some stuff to eBay and Vinted. If you haven't seen my videos before, I do this to try and sell stuff, unwanted stuff around the house, so that it can reduce the prices of my trips. So I add these, sell these, and then the money I get back I put towards future trips. So that's it for another trip. I was able to listen to the game tonight on BBC Radio Merseyside on the analogue radio, so that was good. The trip cost me £60, so not too bad for two games.